family and friends of our graduates, I'm very proud to present the class of 2024 from the Humanities Division of UCLA's College of Letters and Science. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present the Dean of Humanities, Alexandra Minna Stern, and our faculty. We're now ready to begin our program. At this time, I'd like to introduce UCLA's Dean of Humanities, Professor Alexandra Minna Stern. Dean Stern is a professor of English and History and Society and Genetics at the University of California, Los Angeles. She founded and co-directs the Sterilization and Social Justice Lab, an interdisciplinary, multi-institutional research team that is reconstructing and analyzing the history of eugenics and sterilization in 5 U.S. states. Her research has focused on the history of eugenics, genetics, society, and justice in the United States and Latin America. Through these topics, she has explored the dynamics of gender, sexuality, race, ethnicity, disability, social difference, and reproductive politics. Please join me in welcoming Dean Stern.
Thank you, David. Welcome, everyone, to our ceremony. I know that your class, this class of 2024, you have been through so much. You lived it. You started in COVID, you were online, you persevered. And through your fortitude and hard work, you are here today to become the next generation of alums from UCLA. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to congratulate you, and let's give them a huge round of applause. I'm also so pleased that you had the wisdom and the thought to join us in the Division of Humanities, which, as you learned, is a fantastic and multifaceted division. I also want to thank the parents, the family members, the friends, because we know it takes a village, and you have helped bring your graduates to this day. So let's give a round of applause to everyone who's part of your community and your support system. I'm excited to see what you do with your degrees from UCLA, and I very much hope that you'll stay in touch with us here at UCLA, and particularly in the Division of Humanities. With that, I'm really pleased to announce our keynote speaker for today, David Schaberg. David is a UCLA professor of Asian languages and cultures, and he served as Dean of the Humanities Division for 11 years. He was my predecessor and has been my teacher, and I'm really grateful to him for all that he's done to the division and to his department and beyond. He's been a member of the UCLA faculty since 1996, and he's published articles on early Chinese literature, historiography, and philosophy, as well as on Greek-Chinese comparative issues. He earned a BA from Stanford University in 1986, and then followed by his PhD from Harvard in 1996. He is the author of several books, including A Patterned Past, Form and Thought in Early Chinese Historiography, This was awarded the Association for Asian Studies Prize, the Levinson Prize for Books in Chinese Studies. With two colleagues, Stephen Durant and Weiyi Li, he translated the book entitled Zhao Tradition, Zhao Zan, that was published by the University of Washington Press. And this also won a prize from the Association for Asian Studies, the Patrick D. Hannon Book Prize for Translation. Now that he's no longer dean, he has the time and I would say hopefully the bandwidth to be working on a range of research projects, which is very exciting to see. And he's currently working on research that addresses the accounts of the spring and autumn period in early China. So with that, let us all welcome Professor David Schaberg.
Thank you, Dean Stern, for the kindness of your introduction and for your kindness in leading us during these years. Good afternoon, graduates of the UCLA class of 2024, and warmest congratulations to you on this day that marks the completion of this stage of your studies. It's been a long road for you to travel through both the ordinary challenges of growing up and getting an education, and some extraordinary challenges and stresses that these years have imposed upon you. We're here today, your families, your friends, your faculty, to celebrate your triumph and to cheer you on loudly as you plot your journey into new challenges and opportunities beyond UCLA. Now, this kind of celebration is exactly what this building, Royce Hall, was made for. I mean, look around you. It was designed on the model of a religious building, a basilica, and outside of graduation season, it's used as a venue for the performing arts and for lectures and scholarly gatherings. So it's in its function and in its decoration. It's something like a temple to the humanities. If you read the inscription here above the stage, and if you take some time later on to read the inscriptions as you exit the building, you'll see that they declare the mission of this place, and really the central mission of the university. This is the place where we stage our dedication to the lessons that we human beings have managed to learn together along the way, and this is the place where we declare the ideal of understanding each other. The particulars of today's occasion likewise speak to the grandeur of the moment. We've brought everyone here to witness. We've seated you here between your invited guests and the university, represented here in the persons of the faculty. Here on stage, we've costumed ourselves in slightly bizarre, mysteriously marked robes, derived from the garb of medieval clerics and scholars, and we've insisted that you, the graduates, dress in the same style for this occasion. In a few moments, we will greet each of you individually as you cross the stage and show yourself to your families and to the faculty. So it's a serious ceremonial fuss that we're making here. There's going to be some music. There has been some music that's traditional to the occasion. There's a bit of choreography, some speeches, some pronouncements, and magically you are transformed into a UCLA graduate and ready to be on your way. And there we really have to stop. On your way? I speak as a parent and as a faculty member, and any parent hearing that you're now on your way is going to feel a little qualm, a little moment of worry. Any faculty member is going to feel something like the same thing, because as you may know, we sometimes feel the same care for you and worry for you and hope for you that a parent might feel. Really? On their way? We ask ourselves, already? Now? Today? They're ready to be on their way? And the answer, of course, is a resounding yes. Of course you're ready to be on your way. You're as ready as any of us were when we were in your position. In a lot of ways, arguably, you're readier than we were, more experienced, savvier, resilient in some ways that we maybe never thought to be or never had to be. Above all, you're UCLA graduates. You're graduates of the finest public research university in the land. For my money, that makes this the finest university in the land because of the built-in mission of serving the public, something that you've absorbed in your years here. You've lived in and contributed to an environment that systematically identifies and supports intellectual excellence. That spirit of excellence has also played a part in forming who you are now, and it's something that you'll take with you when you go. Beyond being a UCLA graduate, and more specifically by being a UCLA graduate in the humanities, you can be said to have made yourself into a certified, credentialed, card-carrying humanist. And that marks certain habits of mind and brings with it certain intangible powers and privileges. And since this is a bit like a secular sermon here in this secular space, I'm delighted to have a chance to point out some of these powers and privileges by way of confirmation and encouragement for you. As humanists, then, you've been trained intensively in what must surely be the most fundamental technique of the humanities, and that's the art of seeing things anew and seeing things for yourself. You know that in our classrooms, whether in philosophy or in art history or in my own field, Chinese literature, it always matters that you get your facts right about your subject. But what really brings joy and glory and satisfaction is when you manage for yourself to see beyond a surface, to discern a pattern that wasn't visible, to draw a consequential conclusion that no one else followed through to discover or to produce something that no one else could have seen. And when you do that in successful communication with other people around you, that's the baseline creativity of the humanities, finding a new understanding and showing it to other people. Humanities is where the truth includes you and the people around you because you are the ones grasping it and living in it and sharing it. Your readiness to see things anew and to see for yourselves can protect you against some of the seductions of simple-mindedness that beset our age. I'm talking about the lure of a kind of entertainment politics, kind of cartoon machismo, a notoriously dangerous beauty culture, the lure of cheap marketing, the poisonous notion that the only valid measure of value is money. As humanities graduates, you're in a position to see such stuff for what it is, exactly as valuable as it is, and to sweep aside stuff that you don't need and that you don't want, at least when you can see that it's doing you harm, and to replace that with something more nourishing. Keep things complicated, keep things nuanced, keep things human. You've got enormous, complexly formed minds, and part of what you're going to be doing in the coming years is figuring out how to feed those minds well and to keep them healthy. You may already have had the good fortune of discovering a calling, whether professional or personal, something that you love to do and that you do well, maybe better than most other people, and something that you cannot imagine turning your back on. You may still be listening to hear that calling clearly. If so, keep your ears open for it. It comes from within you, but it also calls you out into the world, and it guides you as you build yourself further. As you hear it more clearly and follow it, keep in mind how you've been preparing yourself during your years at UCLA. You've been learning to speak another language or two, learning to understand the world through another person's experience, learning to connect in human terms and to stay connected. Your education has put you face to face with 100 or 1,000 other human beings who faced their own challenges and who found or created their own callings, who became the authors and the artists of their own lives and of themselves. Of course, that's what all of us are doing. And it's a a process that's lifelong and that you've prepared yourselves very well to undertake. You probably know from responsibilities that you've already taken on along the way that as you grow in knowledge and as you take on more responsibility, whether in a workplace or in a family or in any other group, you're going to face ever more often the hard question of conscience, of practicality, the need to solve problems with and for others. And here, the reflectiveness of your education will be of use to you. It will have helped to shape your conscience deliberately. It will offer some pathways for thinking about a problem. It'll help you remember what you need in order to shine in the things that you do for other people. Protect your conscience. Protect it. Protect it from the sorrow and knowledge of having done wrong. Use your insightfulness and your eloquence to speak up against wrong. And when you can, use your understanding to help mend the wounds that can divide people. You know, a healthy conscience can also get you into trouble, and I fervently hope that your time at UCLA and in the humanities has prepared you to make the kind of good trouble that actually makes our world better. In the face of hatred and dehumanization, it can be your special role to reply with love and with a reassertion of the duties that we have to each other. The most powerful reassurance that you can give to the angry and the fearful is to stand conscientiously and unashamed for your own commitments. Again, I believe that such self-awareness and such straightforwardness belong to you by virtue of your humanistic training. When you get on an airplane these days, one of the things that the cabin crew says to you is, if you're traveling with children, make sure that your own mask is on first before helping your children. And I love it that we have to be reminded not to let our parental instincts or our heroic instincts become counterproductive. But it is like that. You are going to have to keep in mind or be reminded periodically along the way that you can't save anyone else if you haven't already done the minimum to save yourself and to keep yourself safe. So I'm willing to predict that you'll find your greatest and most meaningful satisfactions in the way that you care for others, for the people you love in your personal life, for the people you work with in your professional life. And I'm willing to predict that you will love your work exactly to the extent that it matches your calling and your conscience and puts you in a position to care meaningfully and effectively for others. But I'm also going to say for certain that in order to do these things, you'll need to maintain a sturdy regime of self-care, an ability to call a timeout from the immediate striving and stress, to conduct a round of reflection, reevaluation, maybe rest up for the next move, maybe just relax and love life for a while. In these times, too, the literature and the art that you love will be a refuge for you and a source of renewal for you. So today, as you prepare to walk out through these doors onto Dixon Plaza, and as your experience of college becomes your memory of college, let your history as a UCLA Humanities student be a constant source of power and provocation to you. Listen for your calling, protect your conscience, give yourself the care that you need to care for others. These are a few of the things you'll need as you step across this stage and go on your way. So congratulations again to you, class of 24, and safe travels to you. May you bring to everything you touch more care, more understanding, more generosity, and above all, more humanity. Thank you.
Thank you all. The Roman philosopher Seneca said that when you're walking, it's your mind that's walking. And I hope that you all enjoyed the spectacle of all these minds walking. So one more time, here they are, our graduates in the humanities from UCLA. I'm honored and delighted to present them to you as members of the UCLA graduating class of 2024. Bravo to all of you graduates, you did it. We're very proud of you. Please stand and be acknowledged by your family, friends, and teachers. Please be seated. We ask that all guests remain seated until the graduates and the official party have exited the theater. This concludes the program for our celebration. To family and friends, thank you very much for joining us today and for all you did to make the success of our graduates possible. We send to all of our graduates our warmest wishes and wish you all wonderful things for the future, in everything you do and on every path you take. Thank you. That's it. That's it.